Hey Care Bears, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my selective no-buy plans for the year 2020. What I've done is I've gone through my collection, really looked at the things that are just cluttering up space, not just in terms of makeup, but there are still some home goods, if you will, that are included in this list as well. And I'm really just looking at the items that are overwhelming me. And at the same time, I'm trying to be realistic about it. I want to set myself up for success and not for failure. I have a buttload of lipsticks and eyeshadow palettes. I don't need any more, but I know that I will buy more. And I know that I would not succeed if I told myself that I couldn't buy any more. I know that that would last maybe a month at best, and then I would break it. And then I would feel bad about myself, and then I would shame spiral and buy even more shit. So I don't want to set myself up to go down that path. So lipsticks and eyeshadows, not part of this list. However, there are 20 other things that I really do think that I can commit to and that I really think I can be successful on this. We'll see, but I think that I can. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So first up are primers. Now I have 21 of them. Some of them are full-sized, a lot of them are minis, and you're going to see that throughout a lot of the other categories as well. But regardless of what size they are, I have 21 options to choose from. I do not need any more primers. In the same vein, I don't need any more foundations. I have 25 of them. I only have one face, and I don't wear foundation all the time. I'm not wearing foundation right now, and you'd think that I would for filming, but nope. I don't need any more. And the problem is that I get sucked into trying new formulas. However, I have 25 formulas to play with. I do not need any more. So I want to focus on what I have, particularly because they will expire well before an eyeshadow palette will expire. So I need to focus on what I have and not just keep amassing new things simply for the sake of trying them. I have foundations in my collection that I adore. I don't need to be trying new foundations. Also, concealers. I have 15 of them. I don't need to try any more. I have found what I think is the perfect concealer formula for my needs, and that is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I don't know what I would improve on that. So until I see room for improvement, I don't want to be trying new formulas because I suspect, and I could be wrong, but I'm willing to take this chance, I suspect that they are not going to rise to the bar, to the standard that the Milani has set, and therefore I'm going to continue reaching for the Milani. So why spend the money when I have 15 to choose from, 2 of which are the Milani? My setting powder collection is not quite as extensive as the other categories, but I do have 10 of them. And again, I only have one face, and I don't use a ton of powder, and I'm not somebody who touches up during the day. So I don't need that much powder in my life, and I need to use them up. Not that they're necessarily going to go bad anytime soon, but do I need to be bringing in more powder when I have 10? No. And I have the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, which I love. I love it under my eyes. I love it on my face. I don't necessarily feel the need to try new formulas of setting powder because I have one that I adore, plus 9 others, which I also like. I just don't like to that same degree, but I don't need any more right now. I think I need to stop saying that after each item because it's going to get very redundant times 20. You get the point. When I have this large of a collection, I don't need anything else. Full stop. All right. Setting sprays. Somehow I've managed to amass 12 setting sprays. Again, some are full size and some are minis, but there's still 12 bottles tying up space in my collection. And setting spray is something that I use every time I do my makeup, whether I do foundation or not. I just like all of the powders to get moistened and meld into my skin, and I just like the way my makeup looks after I use the setting spray, so I can get through those. But I should get through those before I buy any more, because currently 11 of them are tying up almost an entire drawer. So I don't need to be buying any more just for them to sit in a drawer waiting for their turn. Brow gels are the product that I have the least amount of in this list of 20. However, I have 7 of them, and a lot of them are pretty much brand new. They're going to last forever. I don't get super fussy about brow gels. Like, as long as they kind of hold my brows in place, maybe have a bit of a tint to them, and don't get super crunchy, I don't really care. Like, my standards are fairly low, honestly. I have fairly full, thick brows as it is. I don't need a ton of fussing around with them. I have 7 formulas in my drawer to play around with. I don't really feel compelled to test out every formulation that's released. Like, I'm not on this quest for like the holy grail of brow gels. I'm good with what I have. I'm gonna stick with what I have until I've used what I have. Let's move on. Next up, mascara. I don't know how, but I've amassed 27 of them. Virtually all of them are black. Virtually all of them do roughly the same. Some of them, obviously, I like more than others. 27 mascaras. And mascaras do go bad, and mascaras aren't something that you should be keeping for like years on end, or even like more than 6 months on end. I'm gonna use what I have. I'm gonna use what I have and then go from there. But I think with 27 mascaras, I could probably not buy any for like the next 2 to 3 years. Because if you think about it, there's 52 weeks in a year. Divide that in half, you're looking at 26. So if I used one mascara for 2 weeks, I would still have enough to get me through the entire year and then some. That's kind of crazy. Let's move on to eyeliners, because I have an astounding number of them. And I didn't realize it had got this bad. Like, they're all pretty well located in one spot. So, I mean, I see how many I have, and I see that there's not a lot of room for any more in here. I have 60 eyeliners. Plus I have like 2 or 3 gel liners, but I just looked at like pencil liners and liquid liners, and there are 60 of them. Granted, there are different colors, but there are a lot of browns and there are a lot of blacks. And I don't need, even with the addition of color ones, I kind of have the gamut. Like, I have white, I have pink, I have red, I have blue, I have gold. I have got pretty well the spectrum of eyeliners. Like, I'm okay. And never have I really been like, life would be perfect if only I had a lime green eyeliner. I can do a workaround. Like, I can live without any more colors of eyeliners at this point, because I'm running out of space to store them, and I refuse to move into a second container for eyeliners, because I don't need to. I just need to like put my finger in the dam and stop the influx of liners into my house. That's what I'm gonna do. Next up is liquid eyeshadow. Think Stila. They're liquid eyeshadows. I have a ton of them. Overall, I have 17 liquid eyeshadows. And while I do enjoy the Stila ones and some of the other ones that I have some like liquid pigments from Milk Makeup that I adore. I think they're beautiful. I just don't tend to reach for them very often, and certainly not often enough to warrant 17, and most definitely not often enough to warrant even more than 17. I don't think I will ever use one of these up. In fact, a couple of months ago when I did do a declutter of my liquid eyeshadows, most of the ones that I decluttered were because they had dried out in the tube. So that doesn't seem like a very sound investment if I'm going to use them maybe once or twice and then they're just going to languish until they go bad. Like, it's just not a good use of money. So no more in 2020. Moving on to loose pigments / glitters. I have 87. Again, keep in mind, some of these are like very small, like sample size, but not all of them. 87, regardless of the size. 87. And I don't often reach for loose pigments. I just find them fussy to work with. They're not something that on a day-to-day basis when I'm getting ready for work, I'm gonna be like, hey, let's fuck around with something that can spill everywhere. No. Same with glitter. Like, I don't use glitter very often. 87. I don't need any more. I'm good. Like, I don't need the 87 that I have. I rarely use the 87 that I have, and yet they live in my house. No more. Okay. False lashes. I have 21 pairs of false lashes. Now, to be fair, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those are in one little set here. This is from Shop Miss A, the AOA Studio line in the style Scarlet. I like these, and this whole thing cost me like $2 or something like that. Maybe a little bit more, but like under $5, like less than $1 a pair. And I can get multiple uses out of them, not a ton of them, but like 3, 4 before they start looking a little janky. But regardless, 21 pairs of false lashes, and I am not somebody who wears false lashes a lot. Like, even when I'm filming, I don't tend to wear them all the time. So I'm good on the false lash front. Like, I'm good. I'm good. All right, lip pencils. I don't know how the hell I managed to amass 35 lip pencils, but I did. And again, I don't tend to wear lip pencil all that often. So how the hell did I come up with 35 of them? And like, that's gonna last me a lifetime. That's honestly, I don't use them very often at all. So I don't need any more. I have pretty much every color that I need. I'm wearing a brown lipstick today. I used a brown eyeliner as a lip pencil. Works out perfectly. I don't need to buy specifically a brown lip pencil. I could just use an eyeliner. Does the exact same thing. So I have cherry red, I have nude, I have bright pink, I have purple, I have navy blue, I have dark green. Like, I have enough colors to last me a lifetime. Good on the lip pencil front. Speaking of lips, lip balm and lip masks. 21 of them. Thank you, Ipsy. Pretty much every month I get like a lip balm of some sort from Ipsy, even though that's not checked off on my preferences. They still think like, hey bitch, your lips are dry. You need some more balm in your life. I really don't. Really, really don't. I need to cancel Ipsy, but that's beside the point. 21 lip balms / lip masks. And the lip mask that I use at night is the Laneige sleeping mask, and that thing will last me the better part of a year in and of itself. So I'm good. Like, I'm solid with the lip balms. I'm good. Next up is skincare. I did not count everything that I have in terms of skincare because frankly, there's just so much of it that I don't want to count it. Like, I just couldn't be bothered. There's the honest truth. I have foil packets of samples. I have deluxe size samples. I have full size items. I have a shit ton of moisturizers and cleansers and serums and treatments and masks and sheet masks, and like, just, it never ends. It never ends. So why would I buy more when I have a shit ton scattered throughout my house? Like, I have them in my bathroom upstairs. I have some on my bedside table. I have face masks down here. I have moisturizers and serums and face oils and Bears Oh My. Like, I have so much that I don't need anymore. The delightful side of that is that I don't have to spend buttloads of money on skincare items because I have so many samples. But I don't even want to get any more samples at this point. Like, I'm overwhelmed with how much I have. And this is after I decluttered a ton of samples out of my collection. I still have far too much. So I need to use them and whittle them down and then see what it is that I really like, see what it is that I want to invest in, and then invest in those items. I don't need to be sampling a million different things of skincare. Skincare, rarely impresses me, to be perfectly honest. I don't have very dry skin. I don't have very oily skin. I don't have combo skin. I don't have sensitive skin. I don't have redness. I don't have acne prone skin. Like I just have very mundane, run-of-the-mill, non-problematic skin. Very grateful for it. But it's very difficult for a skincare item to impress me. Because basically it just goes on, I'm like, yeah, my skin feels pretty much the same as it did before. So why would I like invest $80 per item for the sake of a review? And my review really isn't going to mean much to anybody because I'm going to be like, yeah, it's okay. Like that's pretty much my feeling on any skincare item. So I'm not going to buy anymore. Not for a long time. All right. Makeup brushes is the next category. And again, I didn't count them, but I can show them to you. Starting with face brushes, more face brushes, moving into eye brushes, ending with more eye brushes. I pretty much have every like cut and style. There's a mix of synthetic and natural. There's like every shape that you could look for. There's a ton of different brands in there. Like I'm good. I'm good with makeup brushes. I did go a little brush happy this year. I did want to build my collection of them and just sort of round everything out. I feel like it's pretty well rounded. One of my most beloved brushes, which is the EO7 from Volair. Not sure if it's gonna show up or not, but it's getting a little splayed and it's looking a little worse for the wear. Now I have had this one for, I'd say at least 2 years, and I use it all the time. Like I love this brush. I'm gonna see how it goes, but this is one that I may end up replacing simply because it's starting to give up the ghost, and because I use it so much, I think I'm gonna replace it probably within the first half of the year. We'll put it that way. I can't put a timestamp on it, but probably within the first half of the year, I'm gonna end up replacing this one. It's about $14, so I don't feel too guilty about that, but this is one that I think I can predict at this point is gonna get replaced, but it's gonna be replaced, not like a bunch of other random shit brought in. So there's that one. We're getting down to it. I've got about 5 more categories to talk about. So next up is magnetic palettes. I have 11. 4 of those are double-sided, like the Adept one that I just showed you. It is double-sided, so it holds like 80 pans of eyeshadow, and I have 2 of those palettes. I have 2 double-sided Z palettes. I've got 2 of the big square palettes from Cliona. I have some smaller magnetic palettes. Like I've got magnetic palettes for days, and the problem with having empty magnetic palettes is that I then feel compelled to fill them. No, I don't need to be doing that. So I still have empty magnetic palettes. I'm good. I don't need any more. So I need to stop buying these damn things because I'm good. I don't need any more. And I almost bought one the other day. Who is it? Colored Rain, I think, just came out with one, and it's like a book. And I really liked the design of it. And I'm like, add to cart. And it would have been something insane, like 80 some odd dollars Canadian, plus whatever the duties would have been. Like I almost dropped almost $100 on this thing when I don't need it because I have so many other ones. Just stop the madness. Makeup storage. Now there is a caveat here because I am very close to purchasing another 5-drawer Alex system. I have one that sits to my left. I would like to get one to sit on my right, and I'd like to replace my desk with just like a flat tabletop resting on top of those 2. I've been to IKEA, I've priced them all out, I've measured everything. I think it's gonna make the flow in this room a little bit easier for myself, and obviously increase my storage. But aside from that, like acrylic cases and acrylic sorting things and all that kind of shit, I don't want to buy anymore. I'm gonna confuse everything here. If I do buy another Alex system, I would like to buy inserts to go into it. But I guess my focus really though is on like palette holders and like things like this, like more lipstick holders, more acrylic drawer systems, all of that kind of thing. I'm always tempted to buy them, and I don't need any more. What I really do need to do is focus on using the items that I have and not just keep buying more space to put new stuff. Because again, if I have empty drawers, I'm like, well, only gotta buy something to fill it. Stupid mindset, but it is what it is. So just don't buy the empty drawers, problem solved. in theory at any rate, and hopefully in practice. But I'd like to get the other Alex system because I do feel like I have a need for it. And again, the desk would be a little bit more narrow, so it's going to free up more space in this room, because this room, like the width wise, is probably about 7 feet, and it gets a little claustrophobic in here. So that's a major purchase, but aside from that, and then potentially some inserts to go into the drawers, I don't want to be buying any more tabletop storage, if that makes sense. I don't think I explained this particular section very well, forgive me, but I don't want any more shit on the tops of things. I want stuff put away in the drawers so that I have a clear working space. Like my desk is constantly a mess. Like you can't see it, but there is shit everywhere in front of me, like everywhere. And it's a never ending battle. Like it's constant. So I want to have a dedicated drawer where new items that I'm testing out and want to do reviews on, they live there, and then they get housed in their proper spot so that things aren't just collecting on top of the desk and, you know, making me feel stressed out and just being bothersome. But at the same time, I also don't want to just keep buying stuff. And therefore, like I said, with the eyeliners, like I could go out and buy another one of these. Don't think I haven't thought about it. But then I have 2 full of eyeliners. I don't need, like this holds 60. I don't need 120 eyeliners. I am shedding hair like a crazy person. So I don't want to buy any more of this kind of stuff. That's more of the specifics that I'm looking at. Let's move on. I hope that you get the point. Anyways, moving on. Perfume. 41. The vast majority of which are samples. So hold. This gorgeous little cup from Cleona is filled to the brim with, well, a little less full now, with perfume samples. Like, it's a little out of control. Plus I have full-size perfumes that you can see sort of scattered throughout the shelves in the back there. 41. I'm good. And again, getting more samples is something that I just need to stop adding them to my Sephora orders, because they amass so quickly and then they just sit in here and never get used, so it's really pointless. No more perfume. Next up are candles. Now, I'm not a huge candle person, and I don't feel like I have a huge candle problem. I went to Candle Day? I think, yeah, it was just Candle Day at Bath and Body Works back early part of December. I took Aspen with me, and I think I bought 4 candles. So it wasn't like I went crazy, but overall I have 12 candles plus like umpteen tea lights. Like I've got tea lights for freaking days. I didn't bother counting them because there's like bags of 100 strewn about, like it's insane. But still, 12 full-size candles, and I'm not somebody to burn candles frequently. I burn them when I'm in the bath. Sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes I'll burn them on my bedside table when I'm like getting into bed, maybe reading for a bit. And sometimes I will burn them down here in this room, but by and large, like I've got cats and I've got kids. I don't have candles just sitting about burning just for the sake of looking pretty and smelling nice. That's far too much of a liability for my liking. So 12 candles over the course of 12 months, I don't think I'm gonna get through them all. I really don't, because like I said, I just don't burn them all the time. All right, the last thing that I am saying no to in 2020 are notebooks. Random, right? Yeah, I know. I am a notebook whore. I buy them willy-nilly. I don't know why. I don't write in the goddamn things. I just buy them. I think I just like the idea of having a clean, empty notebook in case I wanted to write in them. But I rarely do. Or even when I do, then I end up buying another notebook and I write in that one, and the other one is still left like 3/4 empty. So what the hell? Just on my desk alone right now, I got 5 of them. They're all in various states of being written in. I don't even know that this one ever has been written in. No, this one, purely empty, completely blank. So why did I buy this one? I don't know. Why did I buy a 3-pack? Well, I'll tell you why I bought the 3-pack. It's because this one's beautiful. But why didn't I just pick one and write in it until it was done and then move on to the next? Why did I buy this one? I mean, it's cool, it's cork. It's kind of cool. I didn't need it. So what the hell? And then I have like various other ones scattered throughout the house. I keep one on my bedside table. I keep one in the kitchen. I keep, like, they're everywhere. I used to keep one in my friggin' purse. I'm like, what the hell is this doing in here? I never write in this thing. So why do I keep buying them? I don't know. Like I use them more now because I will plan out videos, write lists, things like that. But that could all be contained in one. Like, I don't need to have, literally I have 4 on the go right now. I literally, like, these 4 literally are partially completed, each one of them, with everything to do with videos. Like, I could have just picked one and written in that, so I don't know why I didn't. I can't explain my behavior. I can't. It is what it is. So, I'm not gonna buy any more goddamn notebooks. I don't care how pretty they are or how cool the cover is. I don't need any more freaking notebooks. I've got them coming out my ears, so we're good. All right, there it is. Those are the 20 things that I'm just not gonna buy in the year 2020. Just not doing it, unless it's for replacement purposes. Anyways, you get the idea. There it is. I got nothing else to add. I don't. I don't know how I'm gonna keep myself accountable for this, because it'd be a really boring, like, monthly video to be like, still didn't buy anything, and we're done. So maybe I'll just check in at the end of next year and let you know how it goes. I don't know. I'm terrible with these kind of, like, projects, so I'm not really making it a project per se. I'm just stating here what my intentions are and what my plan is. And then if I think about it this time next year, I'll update you. And maybe, like, update the inventory of those categories. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Next year, I will update you on the inventory counts and see what kind of progress I've been able to make in the course of a year. I don't think I'm gonna do, like, monthly, bi-monthly updates, because I think that's just gonna be really boring, but at the very least, a year-end accounting to let you know how it went. That's what we'll do. For now, though, let's turn it over to you guys. Are there any items that you plan on not buying, or do you plan on doing, like, a full-on no buy? And if so, for how long? Yeah, let me know down below. That's basically it. I'm sorry, I'm in a mood. We were at the aquarium all day today, and I'm tired. And it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Now I need to edit this and get this up so that I don't F up Karamas on December 28th. So, bye-bye.